Hi, guys. It's Christina again from Subscribe to Life, and I'm here with another interview on the Off Grid series about why people chose off grid. And today I get to interview my father in law, Mr. Depinet, the other Mr. Depinet. And so he's going to tell us a little bit about why he chose off grid and just tell you a little about him. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for being willing to be interviewed by me. I know I'm going around, I'm feverishly asking neighbors, guys, because I think it's really important for you all to hear why it might be a choice for you one day, or it may be something that you learn more about. And so, anyway, wondered if you could describe the reasons why you decided to live off grid. What were they? Because I know everyone's been saying different things.
Well, it was partly an issue of the location of the property that I was able to get, which is, there's no grid here, and so land's cheaper.
Okay.
Now, that's balanced or even counteracted by the cost of living off grid. But I have friends out on the Navajo reservation. I've helped them with livestock and for years. So on one of my trips going out there, I spotted a sign on the fence advertising this property for sale. So, long story short, I ended up buying it.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's off grid, so I had to accommodate that. One of the things that my children's mother insisted on was that they have running water, lights that come on with a switch rather than, lighting a match and holding it to a wick, and flush toilets, of course. One thing my boss insisted on was that I have a working telephone.
Oh, well, yeah. Of course, gotta get in touch. That's so funny.
So I wouldn't say that any of those affected my decision to live off grid, but they were considerations on how I was going to get set up out here.
That makes sense. Can you explain? Are there different ways you can live off grid? Because you're just talking about that now. Like there's different people can do it different ways, right?
So one couple that we knew before they moved out here, which was 8 or 9 years before we came out here.
Wow.
They had a 3/4 ton pickup with a slide-in camper. It actually extended a couple feet beyond the bed of the truck. Well, they took that slide-in camper and just set it up on its stands, and for the first summer they were here, they lived 4, 2 adults, 2 kids.
Wow.
In that slide-in camper.
Wow. Well,
with, oil lanterns.
Wow.
White gas lanterns.
Wow. Okay. What we would think of as like camping, but like this is like you're camping on your land. You're like living there.
That's exactly
it. Got it. Okay.
And I don't think they actually had a generator. But they had their vehicles. So
right.
A lot of people out here, and I end up, doing rescue from time to time for people that ran their inverter off of their vehicle battery a little too long, and now the vehicle won't start.
Oh no. Blow that battery too.
Yeah, it's not good for the batteries, but once they get it started, they run it for a while. It recharges.
Good point.
It's still not good for the battery, and the batteries don't fully recharge like that. You're supposed to take a battery that's been run dead, like a vehicle battery, and put it on a charger and give it a full charge, because an alternator doesn't give it a full charge. It gives it a maintenance charge.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When you start your car, you use power. You run it for a while, that restores it, but it doesn't restore it from a dead condition.
Oh, okay.
So
that kind of makes sense when you think of people hooking it up to another. Yeah. Then you need that other source.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot
I'm
of
learning.
people have to have their TV or their DVD and TV. Uh, that's less of an issue for me. I might watch an occasional movie, but I don't watch TV
Mm,
hardly ever. And I turn on the TV, maybe twice a month,
mm,
other than using it for a monitor for a computer.
makes sense. Mainly music, right? Music and laptop
I,
is what I
I
see
play
usually.
music and I'm
Okay.
using my laptop. Well, the
There we go.
laptop uses power,
Yep, that's true. Yeah.
but of course, my setup is because I was under constraints of what I could subject my children to.
Yeah.
I went with a fairly complete power system. As much as I could afford, you never have enough.
Mm.
But as much as I could afford at the time, and then after the very first winter, I bought another rack of solar panels to add to what I had,
Okay.
just to try and improve that and reduce the amount of running a generator.
That makes sense.
But since you asked about types of or ways of living
Yeah.
out here, some of my neighbors don't have solar panels
Hmm.
at all.
Hmm.
They either have a generator,
Mm-hmm.
1200 or going up to 5,000 watt generators,
Mm-hmm.
real common.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they run it while they're watching TV and or listening to music or whatever, and then shut it down at night.
Interesting.
Um,
Okay. So there's the collection system where you're using sun. I think they're not out here, but I know I have a friend who uses wind, which is a different thing. But sun is mainly out here, or they use a generator. One
yeah,
of the two, or to combined.
combined.
Okay, gotcha.
In
Okay.
my case, it's combined because
Mhm.
even though I have two really big batteries, with the power I use overnight running the refrigerator,
Oh yeah,
the water pump when we're using water,
that's a good point.
and the Starlink,
Okay, that's internet, guys. Starlink internet, satellite internet.
that will tend to run down my batteries overnight during the winter.
Hmm.
Remember, during the winter, they're longer nights. It's a longer time from when I'm getting sun
That's a good point.
until I'm getting sun again.
So things to consider. You really have to kind of know what you're using, what pulls power, and kind of the season, the time of year, and kind of how that will factor into how you're living. Right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Or simply have enough money to buy a big enough system to get you through. Really, you should have enough battery power to get you through 2 or 3 days of little or no sun,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and a backup generator, because there'll be every couple of years there'll be a week with no sun.
Oh, really? Especially out here? Is that
Well, there's
anywhere? It could be.
yeah, it could be anywhere.
That's a good point.
We get inversion layers
Okay.
where the clouds are trapped
Okay.
at the ground, and so what we have is fog here.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
So yeah, I've seen uh, a week with really no sun. It was kind of yellowish, the light that got through the clouds,
Uh huh.
but it wasn't any power that you could use.
Wow. So even just quality of sun is something you have to think about too. You have to account for.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize that. Wow.
And the what we have here, the monsoon season, is another major factor.
Oh.
Even though those are during the longest days of the year,
Mhm.
we'll get the sun come up and start charging the batteries,
Mhm.
and then the clouds will move in.
Oh.
And by the time it's done raining and the sun's back out, it's late afternoon.
Yeah.
And so instead of getting 10 hours of sun, we got 2 hours in the morning and 2 in the evening.
Oh man.
So all of these factors are just things you have to consider.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, I think, and I'm glad that you talked in the beginning too about how, just I like you mentioned some people run this and some people run that, but not everybody runs everything all the time or in that way or those items. But there are certain main staples like the fridge and some other things that will need to pull off of something. And so it's good because I think a lot of people they don't think if they're coming to a situation where it's not automatic about all the stuff they have to think about.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to.
Yeah, I mean, and I have lots of neighbors that just don't have a refrigerator.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
They
That's
will
probably true, yeah.
have an ice box for their fresh foods, and
Mhm.
when they go to town to get more fresh foods, they take the ice box with them and put in a new block of ice.
It's like a
And
daily or every couple days
every
thing.
several
Okay.
days thing. Yeah, if you have a block of ice, and it's not really hot out, it can last a couple of days in a
Oh.
cooler. You keep the cooler
True.
in the shade and in a cool spot too. But
Winter's probably really nice for that too. They can probably keep it if it's protected. Could they keep it in like an uninsulated kind of like house outside?
yeah,
Something like that. I don't know.
even in a shed or
Mm-hmm.
just protecting it from scavengers mainly. Although out here the scavengers can be two-legged as well.
Oh. Something to consider is the area that you're living in, and also that everyone's in a different spot. That's a very good point to bring up. Yes.
So
Okay. Well, okay. If I asked you what were 3 words, if you could break down 3 words to describe how you live, what 3 words would you come up with? Like someone told me adventurous and something else, but everyone had different things to say.
relaxed,
Okay, relaxed. Mm-hmm.
but still have chores.
Yeah.
But it's way more relaxed than living in the rat race.
Oh, you're the 3rd person that has said rat race. Did you hear that, guys? It's a thing. It's so true, and I came from it too, so I know it's true. He didn't say, but he used to work for a university, and he was in that rat race a bit, but he was in his own. He could control a lot of the factors that involve his life, and so that's a big deal, I think. And I can only tell that because I came out here and I know how I feel. So I agree with you.
You escaped the rat race
I
as well.
escaped it.
But
Yeah.
there is just a different way of living, and you have to consider things. For example, it's a 20-mile drive to town.
Yes. Yeah.
If you need an item from the store, it really behooves you to think about it while you're in town.
Yes. You will really beat yourself up if you. I totally understand. Yeah. You plan. You got to plan. It's a lot of planning. Yeah, it's true.
Planning and forethought.
Yes. Yeah. It's very true.
And if I'm working on a project and I need a bolt, when I go to town, I buy 5 bolts.
No one's making that trip again. But yeah. Yes. I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Just to make sure I have what I need.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Absolutely. I don't. I mean, okay. So we've heard a lot about why you chose it and some of the things you have to consider. Can you talk a little bit about community? Because I feel like since I came out here, community is so different from if you say you're in a community and you live in town or you live in a suburb, like where everything's on grid. How is community like? How you say it's different out here? It's like I feel people are spread out, but they're closer in a way.
So when your neighbor comes to you for some help, you really understand where they're coming from and what they're dealing with in terms of needing that help. It isn't, well, why don't you just walk down to the store and get it. It's yeah, okay, so it would be a 20-mile each way trip to go get that. Sure, I can loan you a cup of sugar.
Yeah.
Or a couple of eggs, or I fix a lot of tires for the neighbors. I have the tire machine. So I fix a lot of tires.
That's awesome.
But again, it's something that taking the tire and rim and getting a ride to town to get it mounted or fixed or whatever, and then either the same ride or someone else bringing you back is an all-day affair. So if neighbors come to me and they want something, I try to accommodate, because I was working on a truck transmission and realized that I was a couple of quarts low on transmission fluid that I thought I didn't think I would need, and I did. And a neighbor helped me out. Now, naturally, I replaced his transmission fluid as soon as my truck was running, but without him helping me out, I'd have been hitching a ride to town to buy more transmission fluid.
Yeah, and those are critical. I mean, having your vehicle, which gets you around to town and all these places to do these things, you need to have some of those skills, or someone who can provide some help or a resource for you. So I can see how that's so helpful.
Yeah, even if it's just a resource that, like I say, you run a little bit short.
Yep.
And that frequently enough is like, hey, can you spare a gallon of gas? I got some money, but but to drive the 12 miles to the nearest gas station, and then back, it's going to use that gallon of gas.
Yeah.
So,
good point. Very good point. Which brings me to my last thing. So, my last question is, and I know you have a lot to say. You and John are, like I told you guys, my husband is like well versed. He got that from his dad on a lot of the things that they have to do and come up with and figure out themselves that they know how to do. They don't have to rely on in-town type of services that we take for granted. They can and they do use them, but there is a first line of kind of protection and skill. So I'm wondering if you can speak to some of the skills that you have, that you've developed. So I know it's a lot since you've been out here to help run the house, run the property, help others.
Well, electrical skills, of course, I was introduced to by my dad.
Okay, yeah.
When I was 12, my dad's dad retired from farming. He'd been a sharecropper as long as I knew.
Wow.
And a lot longer.
Wow.
Because he was going to buy his farm right when the original Black Friday, that being, I believe, October 29th of 1929.
Wow.
Somewhere in that time frame.
Okay.
The Great Depression began. And he was locked out effectively of being able to buy a farm by that condition. And he had two brothers who succeeded in buying their farms just before then. He didn't know it was going to happen, and it just, caught him and most of the country off guard.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was a sharecropper. So that farm did have electricity and things like that,
Mhm.
but there were a lot of things that, especially, growing up in the 30s, 40s, that my dad picked up just, from being there. But anyway, when my grandpa retired from farming, he bought a house,
Mhm.
an old used house, that had the old ball and rod wiring,
Oh, wow.
which isn't wire at all. It's a rod, a steel. It's two steel rods, one carrying power and one carrying negative
Oh,
or ground.
wow.
And there was a real fuse box, the screw in ceramic and glass fuses that
Wow.
for the house. And so I was 12.
Mm.
My dad and I rewired that house.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
so dad knew the electrical part.
Okay.
I was pulling wires.
Okay. Wow. But still, wow.
But that exposed me to a lot of electrical. And then, of course, assembling circuits for dad since I was 9.
Wow.
I learned electronics.
Okay.
I took electronics in high school, 2 years, so more exposure.
Hmm.
So I did all the wiring here. I mean, this is a manufactured home.
Mhm.
It came with a circuit breaker box and wiring to all the outlets and lights and everything.
Right.
Except the light in the bedroom. My bedroom closet never got wired. But
Oh.
but the
Oh.
point is that
Mhm.
it was wired for AC power,
Mhm.
and of course it was expected that the purchaser would hook it up to the grid.
Right.
So I bought an inverter power panel system that looks as much electrically like the grid as I could get. In other words, there's 2 inverters. The 2 of them together produce 240 volts, but each one is 120 volts, and they're synchronized. So it looks like the grid coming into the house from that perspective.
Okay.
But I had to wire all that.
Wow.
Wire the batteries to it, the solar panels.
Wow. Okay. So having that knowledge was really helpful because you kind of already knew at least where to start, kind of how to interact.
I actually had a pretty good idea where I was going before we ever started with that.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. And it's not really that difficult, but having the knowledge did help.
Yeah, I bet.
And then water is another issue out here. Not only do we have to haul our water and have our own in-ground septic systems, but water pressure is an issue. A lot of people think, oh, well, if you've got a hill, you just put your water tank on the hill. And the truth is that it takes, I believe, a 64-foot drop
to create the pressure you would need.
To create the pressure you need for a typical in-town house.
Okay, wow.
So I don't have a 64-foot hill on my property.
It's pretty flat.
It's
yeah.
It has a measurable slope, but barely.
Oh.
So it requires a pump. And I run a pressure tank, so my pump isn't running every second that I'm using water, but it still has to run the same amount. It just runs for a while, builds up pressure in the pressure tank, and then I can maybe get a glass of water and not hear the pump come on.
You're right.
Actually, I can get several glasses of water. I think this morning I filled the coffee pot and a glass of water
before it came on,
and it hadn't come on. And I was trying to be real careful not to have it come on until the sun was up.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. To again the power situation. Yeah,
right.
I hear that.
Yeah. Everything is a balance. Am I going to run out and start the generator and use gasoline just so that I can make a pot of coffee?
Oh, right.
No, and so I don't use an electric coffee maker.
Yeah.
In fact, in the winter, I heat the water for my coffee on the wood stove because I'm already making fire there in the first place.
That makes sense.
So
that's awesome.
now
Yes.
I do have the propane stove, with 4 burner tops and everything, and I could do that, but I try to think about things in advance, and yeah, got the wood stove going, use it for heat.
Might as well, yep.
So.
Okay, great. So, wow, electrical, being conscious of power. You also have some mechanical skills as well. I know you would toot your own horn there, but I know you tinker. Definitely know quite a bit on some things with cars and.
Yeah, we wouldn't have survived out here without being able to pull an engine and transmission out of a truck and put a different one in. I've rebuilt motors,
It's amazing, yeah.
V8 engines.
Wow.
But
and those were all learned, like while you were here. Did you learn it as you went along?
Well, not just here. I mean, I was working growing up.
Okay, yeah.
I remember an instance, I think I was probably 10.
Oh, okay.
And my bicycle, the rear hub, quit working. And my dad said, I'm too busy right now to help you. Figure it out yourself.
Oh, okay.
So I did.
Opportunity.
Now, not everything I ever did was the best mechanically. My younger brother had a Yamaha 90 motorcycle right around when I was 14. So he'd have been 13 or 12. It was a 2-cylinder, 2-stroke, and it had 3 busted cylinder studs. The cylinder studs hold the head onto the cylinder as well as holding the cylinder onto the base of the motor.
Okay.
Well, with 3 broken bolts, the head gasket was gonna leak, especially on a 2-stroke. So I drilled the holes in the cylinder block out larger and tapped them for, I'm pretty sure it was a 3/8. And then I took 3 3/8 bolts, washers on them, and put them on, and I torqued that head back down to the cylinders, and we ran that motorcycle.
Oh, wow. You did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But if you think about it, it only had 5/8 of the strength holding the cylinders to the engine at that point. The head was tight against the cylinders, but it had 3 less bolts, studs really, holding the cylinders to the.
Oh, wow.
So, but I was 14.
Right, you didn't really, all the intricacies of that, yeah.
I made it work.
That's awesome. Hey, I mean, some of the best things come, just come by accident or by tinkering or by experimenting, so.
Yeah, well, since I have since then been a professional motorcycle mechanic.
Okay.
That is to say, I got paid to work on motorcycles in a shop.
Wow, that's cool.
I know now that the way I fixed that motorcycle was probably not the approved method. Okay, no, it wasn't. But again, it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
And that's one of the things I learned in that motorcycle shop is the right way to do things and a way to make them work without spending so much money.
Ah, so that idea of being able to make things work was like something that, I mean, you had it since you were young, but that was a job where you really saw it come to life kind of thing too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And if the customer had the money to pay you to do it right, we did it that way.
That's awesome. Wow.
And if they were like, I just need this thing to work, okay, this isn't the preferred way, but we can do this for this much.
Wow.
And you'll get on down the road for a while. But at some point,
Hmm.
those chickens will come home to roost.
That's awesome. I love that. So true. Okay, one last thing you want to say to anybody who's interested in off-grid or has the wrong idea about it, thinks it's like people living in a cabin out in the middle of the woods, and that's everybody.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have any neighbors living in a cabin. in the woods.
See? I mean, there may be some out there, but it's not everybody.
I think 90 or better percent of the people out here are in manufactured homes.
Okay.
There are some stick-built homes and some nice ones.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
But a vast majority are either manufactured homes or just a shack.
Okay.
So that's one of the things you want to consider. Is it going to be permanent? But again, when you say off-grid,
Mm-hmm.
you really have your septic system,
Mm-hmm.
your water system, your freshwater system,
Yes.
your electrical system,
Yes.
your telephone, if you're going to have it, and internet
Mm-hmm. How you gonna do
connectivity,
those?
etc.
Okay.
All things to consider.
Thank you. I think that's wonderful. It breaks it down nicely because nobody else in the other interviews has said the breakdown. They've talked more about why, but didn't talk so much about the details. So I feel like this really fills the gap in a lot for people. So I appreciate you talking with me and talking to people on my channel. I learned a lot too, guys. So that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.